Good afternoon from Country Shortcut Cooking. We're inside today. It's a little too sunny outside to film, starting a little late here. This is a recipe that I originally developed to be cooked in a Dutch oven on the campfire or with briquettes right here. Today, though, we're going to use a 13 by 9 baking dish and we're going to do it in the oven. But this is a shortcut recipe of lasagna with spinach. And we've got some provolone cheese, Italian seasoning, Parmesan cheese, just regular spaghetti sauce, little garlic powder, rigatoni. You can use different pasta if you want. You can use penne, you could use rotini, chopped spinach, frozen. You thaw it out, do not strain it. We need that liquid for part of the recipe to be inside of the pan. And then we also have a little shredded mozzarella cheese. So I'll see what the heck is up with Griddle Girl, and we'll get started here shortly. Correction, it is lasagna casserole with spinach. We're not making actual lasagna. All right, we're gonna do this recipe now that's no-boil lasagna casserole recipe. I originally developed this to cook in a Dutch oven over a campfire briquettes outside. But one of the high schools where my office was, every year the doctors there would donate their time to do the physicals for all the kids, and I would feed them dinner for free. And this dish is one of the dishes that they always asked to repeat again every year that I did that. So let's get started. A little Pam spray. You can also put shortening in the bottom of your pan if you want. This is half of a box of rigatoni. You can use any other kind of pasta that you want, but I'm using rigatoni today. Goes in the bottom like that. Then I'm going to take this cheese and layer it on here. I'm not going to bore you. I'll be right back when I get it on there. Okay, so we've got our provolone laid down. Now I'm going to take this ricotta cheese and I'm going to spoon it over the top, and I'll be right back when I got that part done. All right, we got the ricotta on here. Also, we got our oven preheated to 425 degrees because that's what we're going to bake this at when we get it done. Now, this is something that I added that you don't see on a lot of recipes, a few, but this is a 12-ounce bag of frozen spinach. You do not drain it because the liquid is part of the liquid that is used to make the pasta cook while we're baking it. So now I'm going to put this over the top like the ricotta, and I'll be right back. And as always, I'll always have all the ingredients in the comments, but this is our 1 pound of mild Italian sausage. You split it in half, and then you just pinch it into little small things like this. And now we're going to put this layer of this sausage on there. Be right back. All right, so now we got the first layer of sausage down like that. And then we're going to take the rest of the pasta, and I'm going to spread it evenly over the top like this. And then I'm going to put the rest of the sausage on the top of the pasta. I'll be right back. All right, I lied. I didn't do both at the same time. When you put this last layer of pasta down, just make sure that you cover up the meat as best you can, because you don't want to have two of these pieces end up touching each other, because it makes a bigger piece that has to cook through when it's getting baked in the oven. Okay, so now I'm going to add the rest of the beef over the top of the pasta. Not beef, the Italian sausage over the top of the pasta. And then before we add our sauce, you just go ahead and pat this down a little bit just to make sure that you get it below the rim, because we're going to put liquid on there and we want it to pretty much cover everything before we put a piece of foil on. So I just pat it down a little bit till it looks even, and you can see that I have some space in between. Okay. All right, for you lasagna purists, turn your head, don't watch this part, because this is where the no boil comes in. You got 2.5 cups of chicken broth, 1 jar. I need a little of that so we can not waste anything, like my mom used to say. 1 jar of just regular spaghetti sauce. Take a little of this, put it in there. Make sure you get the lid tight. Don't spew it all over yourself. There we go. And we've got a teaspoon of Italian seasoning and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Whisk it a little bit. And I'll go ahead and finish this up. I'll be right back when I got it all done. And because I add spinach to this dish, it makes it pretty full. If you don't add spinach, it doesn't get quite close to the top. But I just go in with a spoon here because there's air pockets in here where the sauce can go. And I just kind of work it around a little bit like this until it goes down to where I'm comfortable that I'm not going to spill it when I go to put it in the oven. Now I just poke the spoon around there a little bit. You can see that sauce has settled down in there like that. And now I'm going to put a piece of foil on here. We're going to go in the oven 425 degrees for about 50 minutes. And we're getting close here. Right as I put this in the oven, we're going to go see Griddle Girl's Photo Friends of the Day. The Griddle Girl wanted me to share a joke that she had that she wanted to tell today. And she says, hey, Dad, why did the tomato blush? Because it saw the salad dressing. Now we got our foil nice and tight on here. Middle rack on the oven. Come back in a little while and take a look.
This is Angel, also known as Angelie, Angelette, Satan, and Menace. Angel is a 3-year-old Jack Russell and Rat Terrier mix with the speed of a caffeinated hummingbird. She has a personal grudge against a squirrel in her backyard tree. She launches herself at it daily, like she's Tigger and her bottom is made of spring. She jumps on everything: chairs, counters, desks, dressers. Nothing is off limits. If there's height, she's on it. If there's drama, she's in it. She is absolutely in everyone's business at all times. She doesn't eavesdrop, she front row seats. She also has a hilarious habit. If she gets a treat while out shopping, she refuses to eat it until she gets home. She carries it around like a priceless artifact from the Smithsonian. But she is a service dog, and when you slip on her service vest, she is in instant CO mode. She clocks in and takes her job seriously. When her day is done, Angel curls up, sleeps, and dreams of her next squirrel takedown. All of this, and she still is the cutest little chaos cupcake you ever met. This is Nala, also known as Eggy. Nala is a 6-month-old long-haired stray who runs her household like a tiny, fluffy opera singer. When she's hungry, she screams meow, like she's auditioning for Cats the Musical. But when she wants cuddles, she switches to a raspy, half-broken whisper meow that sounds like a pop star losing her voice mid-tour. Her bedtime routine is a mix of weird and adorable. She nibbles on ears until she drifts off to sleep on your chest, as if chewing helps her dream. Nala is also a professional hide-and-seek champion who can vanish for hours into boxes, cabinets, closets, or anywhere with a decent element of surprise. She's a furry Houdini with whiskers. Her dog brother Dan has decided she's his, so he carries her around by the scruff like she's his favorite toy. Somehow she tolerates it, probably because she secretly enjoys the royal escort. Together, they're the oddest and cutest sibling duo since Garfield and Odie. What's a dog's favorite position to play in football? A golden receiver.
All right, it's been over a little over 50 minutes, and we've got the pastas al dente, and now al dente. We're going to add the cheese on the top, pop it back in the oven until that's melted, and we'll be ready to take a bite here. And you can use more cheese if you want. Up to you. Finish it off with the Parmesan here. Slide this back in the oven. This will take about 15 minutes, and we'll take it out and try a bite. All right, we left that in there uncovered about 15 minutes. Got golden brown on the top. Now we're ready to see if it's any good. Outstanding. Dinner is ready. don't want to pick it up too hot.